Okay, so we are back at the Nakashima project, which should be really interesting. The girls are officially out of school for the summer, so I'm sure we're going to be a lot of interruptions. Should make woodworking really easy today. Super simple. You won? It's great. Good job. So here's today's objective. We are going to go over this wood again, this time with 100 grit to help really kind of smooth it out. And then I'm going to attempt some butterfly joints, which should be really difficult. And I'm really not looking forward to it. It's where you cut out a specific, it almost looks like two triangles have been shoved together and it joints the two pieces of wood together. So I'm going to attempt to do 2 on this one just because I think it needs that. Oh, and then we're going to cut off that tail end before we start those joints. So that's the plan for today. So kind of the worst part about me working on a woodworking project is having a husband who works in construction and has a minor obsession with tools, is he probably has something for like everything that I'm doing. He's got, wood chiseling tools, and I don't think he's ever chiseled a piece of wood in his life. And yet here I am sitting on the floor when he probably has like 4 different kinds of sawhorses that I could kind of go out and investigate and find, but I'm sitting on the floor and I'm sanding pieces of wood on the floor.
Church is still in style. Does the city have a curfew? Don't you know it's good to see you too?
I think I just found the sawhorses. They're back over there, which is perfect. So, yay!
The riders on the Champs-Elysees. We are the tourists in the cafes. We drink along the river, not believing where we were at all. It's alright, the camera is talking. Oh, and even though I can't be sure, memory tells me that these times are worth working for.
Okay, because I don't trust myself to do a proper butterfly joint, I am going to be adding in these plates for extra security. And I guarantee you these are definitely not the right kind of screws. They're just not. Like, my husband would be screaming at me if he saw me using these. But I just need a little something to kind of hold the plates in place, and if I go with anything long, it's going to poke through because the wood isn't very thick. So the way that you do these is you gather both your drill and impact driver. So you get your drill going and you pre-drill the holes, and you want to do that so it gives the screw a place to go, and also because this particular wood is so dry that the screws could potentially split it, and that could turn into a disaster on my hands. So I'm pre-drill with this bad boy, the itty bitty little drill bit to kind of get things going, give the screw a place to go. And then I come back in with the impact driver. And the reason that you use 2 different kinds of tools for this is because the impact driver actually literally drives the nail into the wood using a hammering technique. So it's a lot easier to use this instead of a drill, because if you've ever worked with a drill and you try to screw something in, oftentimes it can catch, and really you could end up hurting your wrist pretty bad. So when you use something like this, it drives the screw into the wood, and it doesn't hurt you. So let's get this thing going.
Stones and cheerleaders, the voices of the canopy singers. these times are worth working for. It's alright, the camera is
So
talking.
now that we have this permanently attached and relatively smooth to each other, I'm going to drop my camera lens, turn this into our butterfly joint. So I think I've talked myself out of doing two. I'm just going to do one, probably right smack dab in the center. And I think I'm going to use that, and I think I'm going to use that, but I'm not quite sure how it's going to go. So I'm going to chisel this out first, and draw the shape on this based off of that. And hopefully that will provide the most secure fit. Here goes nothing. Pretty sure you're supposed to use a rubber mallet for this, but I can't find it, so I'm gonna go ahead and give this a shot. That's it? Oh no. It's gonna take forever.
It's alright, the camera is talking. Oh, and even though I can't be sure, memory tells me that these times are worth working for. It's alright.
So impatient, it's not even funny. I don't know how Nakashima would do this, or how all those woodworkers spend all of this time just meticulously making all this, you know? Jeepers. Right. I'm starting to suspect it has a lot to do with the way the wood grain is going, how those came off so easily as opposed to these. Yeah, so I think it's gonna make the cuts like this definitely a lot more difficult. Let me see if I have a bigger one of these.
It's alright, the camera is talking. Oh, the cistern is not even full. The cistern is not even. The cistern is not even.
I keep thinking, what if I have this much difficulty cutting the butterfly into that table? Because this wood is like, it's really hard to break through. Definitely should have thought ahead about this one. So today was supposed to be the day where we did the butterfly joints, and I say we because, as you can see from earlier in the video, chiseling that wood out was really hard. Couldn't figure out any way to do it safely and make sure that I got it done correctly. So after a little bit of research, my husband and I realized that we needed a bandsaw. So as his Father's Day gift, we got him a bandsaw a couple days early. But unfortunately, we opened up the package and the whole thing's bent. So while it was one of my goals to get that butterfly joint put in this weekend, it looks like that's just going to have to wait because we can't make it back down there, and it was the last bandsaw that they had. And so for now, we're just going to have to leave the project at that. We have it connected, which is a really big deal. The butterfly joint at this point is really going to be more cosmetic than it is going to be like structurally necessary because of the plates that I put in. So we'll get hopefully a bandsaw maybe tomorrow at another Home Depot or something, which is a really big bummer because that was his Father's Day gift. He was really excited to use it. So we'll get our hands on a new one, hopefully get that installed, and then you should see it in the update next week.